Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday to everyone. Hope you are doing well. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. And man, was it a crazy weekend. It was, as you all know, I'm a crazy sports buff. I love Sports Center, sports, everything is just like I live and breathe that. And it was just a crazy weekend. For anyone that follows anything sports related, it was nuts. And you can tell by the title of this is Are You Beating All the Odds? And it was one of those insane weekends where from a sports script writers could have written some of the scripts better. If you're on the other end of some of those teams, you're like, man, the script writers, we want to strangle them. We don't like them. But it was a little crazy there. So we're as always, Monday, I like to keep these episodes really brief. And I know we're jumping right into this. And with that, hi, Larry. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Hope that I know we got the phone on Friday, Larry. I didn't make the phone call to the person we were discussing. I will get that phone call made. It was after 5 o'clock and I didn't want to bother the person. So I will follow up with that phone call on Friday, but hope you're doing well, Larry. But with these Monday episodes, I think what I'm going to do is because they're like these little bite-sized episodes, is that I might go away from Monday episodes. I kind of want to get everyone's feedback on this and then just focus on the Friday episodes. If everyone's like, hey, no, we love these Monday episodes, then I'll keep them going. I'm just trying to figure out what works best with everyone and get everyone's feedback on this, because the reason I do all these episodes is for you all. And that's the reason why I do that. So I'll get some feedback from you all. So moving on here is that, like I said, I'm watching watching all of this transpired this weekend, and whether it was, you have all these like 1 in a million chance, there's no way this is going to happen, and that's what happened this weekend. It was just crazy. So that got me thinking a little bit more about us. And so, in work, are we doing that? And so let's just recount some of the madness that happened this week and as always, as you guys know, I take a lot from sports and relate that into work and into daily life. And so, like I said, let's dive in this real quickly. So we have the Buffalo Bills, and there was just on Friday, I went into this more of a melancholy show that I had. And that's not normally, I'm very upbeat. You guys know me, I'm very upbeat, and that's how I live my life. I'm very positive person. Friday's episode was a little bit different, and we're back to that normal Brooke where I'm upbeat and what have you. And so you had the Buffalo Bills' very first play, kickoff return, which was it's the very first play since the Damar Hamlin's injury, and boom, kickoff return, which was just freaking insane. So for anyone that doesn't know, the last time this has happened in Buffalo Bills history was 3 years and 3 months ago. So, and Damar Hamlin's number is number 3, in case you didn't know that. So as if that's not crazy enough, well, then in the third quarter, the Buffalo Bills are trailing by 3. They have another kickoff return. So they're going against the odds there a little bit, right? Now, that's pretty cool. So yeah, they beat the odds on that one. And it was just like the NFL script writers could have written a better script for that. So that was pretty freaking awesome. That was so cool. Then you have the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions, they're not playing anything for other than the sense of pride, and because they're rallying around each other. And yeah, they can keep the Green Bay Packers, and sorry for Green Bay Packer fans out there right now, to keep the Green Bay Packers from going to the postseason. And really, it is about pride and a sense of team and unity. And because your self-worth, to be quite honest, I mean, they didn't have to go out there and play, but they did. They went out there and they played, and they beat the Green Bay Packers, and potentially Aaron Rodgers' last game. Like, it was crazy to see this. Then you had the Houston Texans, and obviously I live in Chicago, so we obviously benefit from this, but a 4th and 20, like that is not an easy thing to convert. They convert this 4th and 20, then they get a touchdown, and it leads to a touchdown. Now, they did not have to go for the 2-point conversion on this. Lovie Smith says, send the team in, send the cavalry in. We're going to go for 2. And by doing this, and if you didn't watch the game, what does this matter, Brooke? This matters because by not only getting that, going for the 4th and 20, gets the touchdown, then that leads to, we go for 2. By winning, that in turn made it so that the Chicago Bears would get the number 1 pick the 2023 draft. So they did all of this and said, we're going to win the game and give up the first round pick for 2023, which is just insane. Like, yes, they won the game, but it was all for sense of pride and potentially for Lovie Smith to give the middle finger to management, very possibly because he got fired. But all of that, I mean, so I go all this to say, okay, they're all doing this to rally around as a team for self-worth. And then that brings me, and I don't know, Steve Afsell, if you're on this, or if maybe you're flying to California right now, we have the TCU Horned Frogs, and this might be the biggest one right now, that you look back at their season and you say, man, they have beaten every odd possible this entire season. I don't know if you looked back at the start of the season, they weren't even ranked. They were 3-0, still weren't ranked. Eventually they became ranked. When they went into the Michigan game, they were at the odds were at 1,600 plus to win the national title. And they had so many odds stacked against them. So regardless who wins tonight, even if Georgia wins, Georgia's actually had their odds stacked against them for them to win tonight because no team has ever won back-to-back titles. So you look at all these things and I say, okay, in our daily lives and in our work and our business, are we beating the odds? Do we as leaders rally around our team, and do we inspire that our team will come and rally with us? And do we inspire that change? Do we inspire them to say, hey, let's give everything we have? And when no one else is giving us a chance, do we then continue to go, even if there's no trophy there, even if we're not going to go on to the championship round, even if we know, hey, with this win, we're going to give up the first round pick next year? Do we continue to do everything we can to give our all? And I think that too often, sometimes, yeah, Alabama did it 10 years ago. Well, that was, this is since they did the championship game, like since they've done this. So they've only had the national championships since, what's it, last like 5 years? I think it's actually 4 years. Yeah. So Alabama's done it like every single year, but since they've done so Larry said Alabama did it 10 years ago. But they didn't have since they brought up the national championship, and they have and that's my air quotes right there. They haven't done it. So that's what they're talking about. That stat there. So that just got me thinking a little bit of like, okay, how do we do this in our daily lives? Are we continually saying, are we inspiring the change? Are we inspiring our teams? Are we doing it when everything is stacked against us? Do we continue to give our all? So with that, as everyone, I like to keep these Monday morning-ish. Yeah, it's still morning-ish. Even on the East Coast, it's 9 o'clock our time. It'd be 10 o'clock Eastern time. Very short, but just like I said, when no one else is giving you a chance, do you, your team, as a leader, as an owner, are you inspiring that in your team? Are you saying to yourself, hey, I don't care what the odds are saying. I don't care what the experts are saying. I don't care that the nation hasn't picked us. We're still going to give our all. And regardless, we're going to go full force because we're going to do this. And we have the sense of pride that we're going to continue to go out there and give our all. So with that, it's like I said, tonight it's going to it'll be a great game. And Steve, I'm sure you and your boys are there. So I'm excited to get some pictures from that. And it'll, I just think it really got me thinking here as I watched the games this weekend. Was just awesome to watch everything. And so with that, everyone, have a wonderful rest of your week. Have a great Monday, and we'll see everyone on Friday. So everyone, just as always, like I said, just inspire greatness and find a way to serve everyone. And we will see everyone on Friday. All right, we'll see everyone. Bye-bye.